Did you know that your bone density directly affects your longevity? And no, we're not going to repeat the usual advice you've heard before, like eat more calcium or get enough protein. In this video, we'll uncover the real, most effective ways to strengthen your bones, prevent osteoporosis, live longer, and learn what warriors and martial artists have to do with it all. Osteoporosis, a condition where bones become fragile and susceptible to fractures, affects over 200 million people worldwide. And it doesn't just happen overnight. Often, its precursor, osteopenia, begins silently, making early intervention crucial. But here's the empowering truth. Through intentional movement and understanding your body's physiology, we can build and maintain strong bones throughout our lives. By the time we hit our 30s, bone mass peaks. And from there, without the right stimulus, we gradually lose density. In women, hormonal shifts after menopause accelerate this process, and the risk of fractures, frailty, and loss of independence skyrockets. But bones aren't static. They adapt to stress. Everybody's familiar with muscle building and muscle loss. It's something that we can see in the mirror. If we don't go to the gym for a period of time, our muscles will simply start to atrophy. But nobody thinks about bones. And part of that is maybe because they're hidden. We don't see the inside of our bones. So who cares? It's very important to note that just like with muscle wastage and muscle building, bone requires the same conditions. In fact, muscle activation builds stronger bones. And so strength training, resistance training, and general loaded movement improves the density of our bones. Note that when astronauts come back from space, it is often reported that they lose bone mass. And the reason is that gravity doesn't weigh down on them. So there is no resistance in order to maintain a healthy bone matrix. When I think back to my grandparents, they had quite a lot of exposure to load, whether it be carrying pails of coal in order to heat their home or doing daily chores. They had sufficient exposure to stress in order to build and improve upon their bone matrix. But with today's world of screens and being more passive, we are exposed to the detriment of a lack of physical stress and therefore have to be motivated in order to increase load, expose ourselves to it, and reap its benefits. Let's dive into the physiology of how bone is built. Our bones are not static, they're living tissues in a constant state of remodeling. This process involves two primary cell types: osteoclasts, cells that break down old damaged bone tissue, and osteoblasts, cells responsible for forming new bone tissue. This continuous cycle ensures the replacement of old bone with new, maintaining skeletal strength and integrity. Within our bones, particularly in the spongy trabecular bone, there exists a network of structures. Vertical trabecula provide strength against compressive forces, whereby horizontal trabecula offer support against shearing forces. The integrity of this trabecular network is vital. As we age, we become inactive, and these structures can deteriorate, leading to weakened bones. To understand how bones get stronger, you need to understand one of the most fascinating principles in the body, the piezoelectric effect. The word piezo comes from the Greek piezein, meaning to press or to squeeze. The piezoelectric effect is a physical phenomenon where certain solid materials generate an electrical charge when they're mechanically deformed. This occurs in anisotropic crystals, materials whose internal molecular structure allows for directional deformation. Bone, although biological, has similar properties thanks to its internal architecture. The bone's unique structure, collagen plus mineral equals piezoelectric composite. Bone is a composite material made of collagen fibers, an organic protein that provides flexibility and stretch, and also hydroxyapatite crystals, a mineral that provides rigidity and stores calcium. When you apply mechanical stress to a bone, say during lifting, jumping, or striking, these components deform slightly under pressure. And this deformation causes a displacement of charged particles, positive and negative ions, within the collagen mineral matrix. And the result? A tiny electrical potential is generated, localized to the area under the most stress. This is the piezoelectric effect in action, happening inside of your own skeleton. How this charge stimulates bone growth. This isn't just a spark. The electrical signal triggers a biological response. Mechanical loading deforms the bone, and the piezoelectric charge is produced. Electrical polarity develops across stress regions of bone. Negative charge on the compressed side and a positive charge on the tension side. Osteoblasts, bone-forming cells, are chemotactically attracted to areas of negative charge. These cells begin depositing new bone matrix in the regions that need reinforcement. This is how your body prioritizes where to send bone-building resources. In essence, where pressure goes, growth flows. As we age, the balance between bone formation and reabsorption can tilt, leading to bone loss. However, incorporating regular exercise can help maintain and even improve bone density. High-impact activities and resistance training are particularly effective as they apply mechanical stress to bones, stimulating osteoblast activity through the piezoelectric effect. The concept of the minimal effective dose is crucial here. It refers to the smallest amount of exercise needed to produce a desired outcome. For bone health, engaging in weight-bearing impact exercises at least 3 days per week, with each session containing around 50 impacts, can be beneficial. Whether you're looking to build stronger bones, become more resilient for life, or just learn how to move well, join the Good Back Academy, which is tailor-crafted 7 modules in order to give you all of the foundations necessary to start on your training path today. Click on the link below in the description. You don't need to be a bodybuilder to benefit. Consistent weight training is the #1 intervention to reverse osteopenia and delay or prevent osteoporosis. Resistance builds bones in the same way it builds muscle, through mechanical load and adaptation. Squats strengthen the hips and spine. Overhead presses stimulate the shoulder girdle. Weighted carries load the entire skeleton. Even walking with a weighted vest improves bone mineral density in older adults. Some of the most effective bone building practices have been hidden in plain sight for centuries in martial arts. Whether it's a Muay Thai fighter conditioning their shins or a karate master striking a makiwara board, the impact stimulates the same osteogenic response. With makiwara training, repeated strikes to a padded board toughen knuckles and forearms. Hojo Undo is an old Okinawan training style which uses tools like stone weights and jars to increase resilience and dexterity. Kata is an explosive movement pattern reinforcing neuromuscular coordination and strength, creating quasi-isometric tension and putting stress through bone. Heavy bag work, shin-on-bag contact, develops tibial bone density. Pad work and sparring, variable force, life training, and using sticks to strike bones with small repeated force or rolling the radius of the stick over the bone helps build density. Jump rope and running. High-impact locomotion conditions bones in the lower body. Shaolin practices, ancient, brutal, and backed by science. You've seen the Shaolin monks on screen, plunging their hands into buckets of gravel, breaking bricks, conditioning their bodies with ritualistic precision. Sounds extreme? Yes. But scientifically, the principle is the same. Controlled, repeated impact leads to stronger bones. A pilot study showed up to a 2.1% increase in hand bone mineral density in just 100 days of targeted martial arts impact training. Our bodies function as integrated systems. When we focus on one aspect, such as bone health, we're simultaneously engaging other systems. The nervous system coordinates movement and balance, which is essential for preventing falls that could lead to fractures. The muscular system supports and protects bones. Every muscle contraction pulls on the bone, stimulating growth, strength, and coordination. The cardiovascular and circulatory system engaged heavily during resistance training and impact movement. Lifting weights increases heart rate and blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support both muscle repair and bone remodeling. Efficient circulation also removes metabolic waste, which accelerates recovery and adaptation. Building and maintaining strong bones is a lifelong journey. By embracing regular physical activity from a young age and continuing throughout adulthood, we can significantly reduce the risk of osteoporosis and related fractures. Remember, it's never too early or too late to start. Engage in weight-bearing and impact exercises, maintain a balanced diet rich in vitamin D, and consult a healthcare professional to tailor a bone health plan suited to your needs. To learn how to exercise with good form, build resilience, and prevent pain, join the Good Back Academy. Empower your bones and empower your life.